Doesn't believe Jalen Hurts is very good. Believes Jalen Hurts rides the best roster in football, the best player in football, arguably last year in Saquon Barkley.
Dan's right on that.
Okay, so Ted Johnson agrees with Dan.
You just said, if you put Tua on that roster, he wins a Super Bowl.
That tells you.
Said it.
That tells you. You're on our side.
Yeah.
You didn't realize it.
Yeah, I didn't realize it.
Yeah, you walked right into that trap.
I also, what did I argue? I don't know. Was I arguing with you?
It started with,
yes.
I know exactly what it was. It was the top quarterbacks in football.
Yes.
And Jalen Hurts, I think, was ahead of Jaden Daniels or vice versa.
Okay.
And you've got something with the Commanders this year, something fierce with them sucking. So you were arguing on behalf of Jalen Hurts.
They got to come back, right?
Right.
Yeah, regression. Absolutely.
Being ahead of them. And so I was pushing back, as I am one to do. And that's where this conversation went. And then apparently Nick Sirianni heard it.
And then Fitzy yelled at you and told you to shut up, damn ball.
Other way around. So Sirianni said, I think that's bull blank.
Whoa.
He plays the most important position in all of sports, and it's the most ultimate team game there is. And what I admire about him is his selflessness of doing anything we need to do to win, making excuses already. One of the reasons I love football so much is that it takes everybody to accomplish your goals. You can go ahead and start naming great quarterbacks. I'll tell you they're great receivers and they're great defenses. You know, whether it's Brady with Gronkowski or Brady's defenses early on, Mahomes with Kelsey, Steve Young with Jerry Rice, the list goes on and on and on. I just think sometimes that's good debate, I guess. I wouldn't even say it's a good debate. It's just debate that people are able to have. But yeah, I guess my first initial thing was it's bull blank.
I like how he brought it full circle. He starts with it's BS, ends with BS. In the middle, kind of talks it through to the point where he says it's a good debate. You know what? It's not actually a good debate.
Right.
But the reality is Jalen Hurts is a good, not great quarterback.
Yeah.
That's it. And he benefits from the roster. Now, he can change that.
Benefits from the system. Yeah.
Yep. The system, the talent. I mean, when you have A.J. Brown and when you have Devontae Smith, and then you add Saquon Barkley, and the defense, we know the defense is loaded.
The great tight end.
But guess what? It'll come back around at some point. That's where
best offensive line in the NFL. Best running back. They have the best offensive line, but best running back. Maybe the best wide receiver tandem.
That won't continue for the totality of his career, and that's when he'll be able to either elevate or drop down in some. It's the Jaylen Brown thing. Jaylen Brown, questions will be answered about Jaylen Brown this year because of the situation he's in without Tatum, without as much talent. How good are you, right? We're either going to say, we kind of overrated you because you were part of a really good team, or we're going to say, wow, you were right with your words. You're better than we think you are. And I like Nick Sirianni. I mean, he has to say this, right? He has to.
Of course, yeah.
First of all, it's his personality. He's fiery. You mentioned it earlier. He's fiery. And it's his quarterback. And, again, I don't know the relationship there, but if you want that guy to stay loyal to you and be your guy, you got to say the right things and defend him.
Without a doubt. Yeah, I just look, I feel like he's just very much an RPO systems quarterback who needs to be in that system, and he needs to have grid offensive line to work. That's it.
And you know who was a system quarterback until he wasn't? Tom Brady. Through the first 3 Super Bowls, that early run when defenses were winning Super Bowls, when Adam Vinatieri was winning Super Bowls by 3 points, when it was dink and it was dunk, they even talked about it. Charlie Weiss used to use the phrase dink and dunk at times. And then 2007 happened, and then other things evolved, and people looked at Brady differently. He started playing like Manning and throwing 50 touchdowns and trying to blow people up. And Jalen Hurts has that opportunity. His career, 6 years in?
Yeah.
5 years in? 6 years in?
5 years in, yeah.
Okay.
He debuted in 2020.
He's got plenty of football left to put up numbers, change the way he's perceived. And I actually don't think it's disrespectful. I'm more with Nick Sirianni. This is kind of how football's been for a long time.
Yeah.
So
I just think that the crux of the debate that we were having, which is when I push back, is that he's a top 5 quarterback in football. And I would disagree with that. I think his offense has put up top 5 statistics, but he even admitted it. It's a team game. We all work together. Ho hum. They are the brotherly shove team. They are the tush push. He gets to the 1 yard line and they shove him over the goal line.
He squats 600 pounds though. He pushes himself.
He has Saquon Barkley. That's not true. He gets pushed. Okay. Oh my God. We going to relitigate this?
No, we're not.
And this also goes to the coordinators, where 3 years ago when they got to or 2 years ago, whatever it was, when they got to the Super Bowl, they had Shane Steichen and Jonathan Gannon, both of whom became head coaches.
Yep.
They replaced them with inferior coordinators, and the Eagles and their offense took a step back. But then you replaced them again with Kellen Moore, who was better, and all of a sudden they go right back with Saquon Barkley and end up winning a Super Bowl. He's now a winner, and I think he's an incredible athlete. Top 5 quarterback, ignoring the offense that he's in. I can't give you that.
If you were to take Jalen Hurts and put him in, the Patriots system, like how would he look? Would he succeed or no? If you were to put Jaden Daniels in this system, would he succeed?
No, not as much. If I take him away from Terry McLaurin and some of the talent he had last year, I think it worked. Now, I think he'd be like Drake May is what I'm saying. I'd say he's talented, but he needs more help.
The point I'm trying to make is, can Jalen Hurts, can you put him in any offense and have success?
No.
I think to be a top 5 quarterback, you can say that you can take that quarterback and put him in any system and they'll have success.
I don't totally disagree, but we just referenced it. There's basically 4 guys that have been anointed the top 5, and then there's that one spot that's available for somebody to latch on to.
I'm putting Jaden in that one.
Jaden Daniels?
Yes.
Okay, after 1 year.
You heard me correct.
No, I know. So a year ago, you probably would have put C.J. Stroud in there after his impressive rookie.
Correct.
Okay, and then another option I think a lot of people would pose there would be Justin Herbert.
Yeah, that was the name. If we're talking about criteria being you go anywhere and make it better, I feel like that would be out of those options the one I'd take.
The thing I think that's interesting about that is he's the anti-Jalen Hurts. He doesn't win. For years, people have been saying, Justin Herbert's really talented, but sooner or later he's got to win out there with the Chargers. That's what has dogged him. I actually think he's had some talent around him. I think he's had more talent than people would remember about him with the lack of success that he's had. He had a boob of a head coach.
He's finally got a good head coach, though.
The coach was an absolute
that guy
boob,
didn't know what
and he
was
got rid of that. But I do think, so we kind of want to have it both ways. We kind of want to say Justin Herbert's one of the 5 best quarterbacks in football, but he never wins. He's got to win at some point. Jalen Hurts, he can't be one of the best 5 quarterbacks in football. He's not that talented. And then you go, he's been in the Super Bowl twice in 3 years.
Wins all the time.
That's tough.
Right.
Because there's guys in the top 5 that haven't won the Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson
Correct.
hasn't. Joe Burrow hasn't.
Yes, and that's where the whole quarterback winning, and that's tied into your
Josh Allen hasn't.
Value. Right, but I think he's great. Patriots fans, the you people I call out there, say, what's he ever won? What's he ever won? And I'm like, if you don't want that guy on your team, you don't know football. Because I think he'd be my first pick. If I could pick anybody, I think I'd pick Josh Allen. I think he is the best player in the NFL when you take positional value.
That's interesting. I almost would. So you would over Mahomes?
Yes. Yeah, I would. If Josh Allen had Andy Reid as his, Andy Reid as his coach, I'll take that. I think that pairing would still be number 1 on that list.
I think that's an interesting debate. I would have to think twice about it before I took Mahomes. I think about taking Josh over him.
And Joe Burrow, I love, and I think Joe Burrow is great. But I also go, Joe Burrow's got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, really good weapons around him.
Yeah.
Where I look at what Josh Allen has done with not a lot of weapons around him. It's why I didn't even think there was a debate last year for MVP. Because I thought Lamar Jackson had so much more talent around him with Derrick Henry and the tight ends and the receivers taking off with Flowers and what's his name, the guy Bateman. And I'm like, Josh Allen's got nobody.
Matt Collins, Khalil Shakir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Noted tight end Dalton Kincaid. Those are not great.
And he's the anti-Jalen Hurts in, I think Josh Allen can beat you any way you want to be beaten now. At this point in his career, he's no longer
system.
Yeah, he's no longer just a gunslinger who, has to throw deep and beat. I think he can check it down. I think he can run. I think he can run with power or to the edges. I think he can be smart running or dumb running if you want him to do it that way. He's the total package to me. But the very simple retort to that is, what's he ever won? How many Super Bowls has he been to? That's the retort. Nothing.
0. No.
So that makes him a loser. That makes him less of a quarterback in the eyes of some. And then those same people might say Jalen Hurts rides the coattails of the Eagles. And it's you can't have it both ways. If you win, you're supposed to get the benefit of the doubt as a quarterback.
Is Josh Allen the Peyton Manning of this kind of generation? He's playing against Patrick Mahomes.